NVIDIA card. Why? Because I sold my soul. Linus, he's the sacred saint of like, fuck you, NVIDIA, but I get it. Gotta use DaVinci Resolve. I need my CUDA bits. This week, was it? I think it was this week, but they announced I wanted to say 30, not even 40, 50, 60, and 5060 Ti. One with 8 gigs, but the other one with 16, which kind of blew me the hell away because I had my good laugh. I'm like, oh, good. We're going to see our first $500 60 series, aren't we? They're like, no, $429, which is interesting because that's only $9 more than I paid for this 12 gig 3060. I will never forget exactly how much I paid for it because it was $420, like after everything. That was just like the round number. And you don't forget 420.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, right? Also, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to the squeaky Linus, not the one behind me.
I thought you want to give a bit of a squeak out to
a little squeak out.
A little squeak out to marijuana.
Yeah. On his main channel, I was like, all right, I'm going to see what this is about. And he was like, I'm not covering this shit. I'm like, all right. Because what NVIDIA is like, here's the 3060 Ti. We're not going to give you the 3060 to compare to. He's like, fuck you then. Like, all right, credit where credit's due on that. So, and it's good to see a lot of the tech tubers talking about the 3060 Ti not focusing on what I lovingly call the gimmicky bullshit, which is the DLSS and the frame generation. But speaking of frame generation, we got some gimmicky bullshit headed to Linux, ladies and gentlemen, in the form of 575-5102 Linux drivers, which also has support for the 5060 Ti. Plenty of things to play around.
Not the 5060 though, apparently.
No, actually, yeah, it does have a 5060.
Does it?
Yeah.
No. Look at the end of that list, baby.
All right. Well,
conspicuous.
In all fairness, the 5060 doesn't come out until next month. So
yeah. In all fairness, they're not expecting anyone to actually buy it.
No, probably not, man. They've added support for NVIDIA Smooth Motion. We get that on Linux, which I immediately went, the hell is Smooth Motion? It is the driver-based AI model that smooths out gameplay by adding additional frames. I'm like, okay, so it's like frame gen. They're like, no, Vin. No. This doesn't require it to be built in. I can just automatically, this is like the smooth motion on your TV, the soap opera mode, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like built in using AI.
Oh my God. Random aside, I remember when I got my TV and I hooked it up like the built-in Netflix app, and I remember watching Star Trek The Next Generation, and it had the fucking soap opera mode, and like Data looks so weird just moving like a fake person because he's like purposefully doing the robot thing. Spiner's doing the robot thing in the show, but motion smoothing's like, don't give a shit about that. You're walking like a regular dude.
Like, this fucking looks wrong. I'm having flashbacks of watching high frame rate Lord of the Rings. What was that? 48 FPS.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, right.
No, or watching old British soap operas.
Dude, but there was some Raven's Cry, man. I legitimately wanted to try this. I'm like, okay, I want to see how much more broken we can make that game. Couple of legitimate things in this. If you're running an NVIDIA card, the 80+%, I think it's higher than that now. People who have discrete GPUs. So there's some fixes for the Marvel Rivals and Minecraft, which is good. Apparently there was a crash with Marvel Rivals, and some fixes for compatibility fixes for old man Waylon. He's still getting on in years, but he's the new kid on the block. What is night mode on GNOME? I'm using GNOME. Like, you're on GNOME right now. If I press this button, beep.
Yeah, I'm on GNOME right now. So there's a like it's the iStrain mode thing, right? Where
I got one more. Beep.
Yeah, got one more. No compiz effects. No flaming windows or wobbles.
This is all I got. Shut up. Leave me alone.
This is all I have now. They took my cube away from me. They took my cube away from no. But yeah, the basically the iStream mode, it removes the blue from images. You can set it on like kick in and around sunset or whatever. GNOME will automatically figure it out for you. KDE has it as well. But yeah, apparently nighttime it would cause GNOME to also go to sleep, by which I mean crash, and that no longer causes.
Okay, see, I thought you were talking about
drivers.
The first thing I do in GNOME on these ARM machines is like cut on like the
dark mode.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought you were talking. Like, wait. And the second thing I do is I disable all the power saving stuff. So, all right.
No. Yeah, no, I use the iStream mode thing. I don't know if it helps, but like doesn't hurt.
I tried that on my Android device because I got like two options. I got like the like red tint, blue tint, and then I got the one that works better to put me to bed is the one that just makes everything black and white.
Yeah, that one is the one that's on.
You realize like how like hooked we are on fucking colors when everything's just monotone. You're like, it's not as interesting.
Yeah, the stimulation just isn't there anymore.
You're not looking for one of those thumbnails that pops, and you're like, oh, yeah. I'm gonna watch that, man. Will I get a 5060 Ti at 429? I'm not tempted, but I don't fucking know, dude. I'd like something other. I've had NVIDIA cards since the 2000s, like maybe 2000.
You crave that novelty,
or just something else. I mean, I got the Intel Arc card, couldn't end up using that, but like we were talking earlier, man, like the B580s are just starting to trickle in. I don't know. We'll see. God damn, it's tempting though. Like, which is sad that 429 is tempting. Like we've been properly conditioned.
That was like almost a 980.
Almost. That was like a 970 and a couple of AAA titles back in the day.
That was a 970 Ti and a game. Yeah.
Oh man. At least there's still. When do you think we're going to get to the point where we're just legitimately going to have the full, NVK stack? Well, like everything works now. It's like it's more of a performance thing for the open source backend.
I think there's always going to be like some degree of catch up just because of like the nature of how games work, and like there's always going to be like game specific code paths required and so on and so forth. But like for like 90% of usage. Yeah, I think we're pretty close, honestly.
Well, I mean, like everybody uses the open source drivers for AMD.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, like that's also because, like, back in the day, FGLRX and then AMD VLK and all that shit was just complete garbage. And so everyone else is like, let's take it upon ourselves. NVIDIA, had a server had a healthy business server market they needed to attend to, and so they made good Linux drivers, and so we never really had too much in the way of.
And AMD still, with like a big throbbing passion, loves all things Linux desktop, dude.
They really do.
They zero fucks. I walk people through. A very popular and very people get angry at me thing is they have to install DaVinci Resolve at work. So they have to install the AMD GPU Pro drivers, and just the nightmare stories I get from them. And I'm like, bro, I just said it could be done. I didn't say it was fun, man. Do you think you'll ever buy another NVIDIA card?
I mean, the only reason I went with AMD was like the price performance. I'm not like ideologically attached to Intel or AMD or NVIDIA, right? It's basically at the moment what is offering me like the best bang for my buck. So, if NVIDIA, if once like the leather jacket consumes all the nutrients within Jensen and seeks out a new host, and they have some new ideas about the NVIDIA pricing, maybe the prices will come down, and maybe I will buy an NVIDIA card when it comes time to upgrade again. I'm not opposed to it.
I don't know, man.
I just don't want to spend like 5080 prices, right?
Dude, 5090 3, they start at $3,000 right now.
Yeah, that's why it's absurd.
It's just like $3,000 for a video card, just imaginary money for me.
Like, dude, I gotta buy a new washer dryer, man. Like,
right. Like as you get older, your price performance comes down to your brain goes, all right, what could I buy with that amount of money? Yeah. And there's always something, but I don't know, man. Like if I just had a desktop PC I would 100% get AMD. Why? Wayland support. Wayland is the future. Everything's going to be moving to Wayland. And
it, like if you're just doing, and I'll say coming from the NVIDIA side, if you're just looking for like a start it up and fucking start doing shit experience, the AMD experience under Linux is top tier. Great.
Apt install AMD Radeon firmware -firmware.
Apt install FGLRX, and then it just removes the desktop environment because you didn't read the fucking apt prompt.